Hello, beautiful people. Beautiful weather right here in Abuja, and of course, I am looking gorgeous as usual. Welcome to a brand new episode of Oma Living Show, and on this episode, we're going to be talking mental health. Most of you already know the campaign I'm running. It's tagged SAD. It's simply suicide, anxiety, and depression. Now, these are nagging issues. Just because we don't have a great database management system in Nigeria doesn't mean that it is not a problem. It is a problem. Every other minute, every other hour, someone is committing suicide or close to committing suicide. Last 2 weeks, I was privileged to be in Lagos for a United Nations organized event to speak about teenage suicide. And there was a teenager on our panel session. Her name is Victoria, if I'm not mistaken. She's 14, and she led me into some of the things that I would say are very ugly about what teenagers pass through. You see, most of us are totally ignorant about these things. I have been through this phase, and I find it hard to talk to people because I'm seen as a role model. I'm seen as some sort of celebrity. I'm seen as some sort of a mentor to a lot of people. And they tell you, are you for real? You should be grateful to God. Why do you have to be depressed? And it just sucks. Depression has nothing to do with class. It has nothing to do with your achievement. It has nothing to do with your position in the social ladder. It has nothing to do with age. It has nothing to do with race. I was talking to one of my social media acquaintances the other day. His name is Mr. Nelson. And I told him, he said he'd been off the radar for a while. And just because I felt he has some level of depth, I told him I'm passing through a phase. I am depressed. I have this high level anxiety. Do you know what he told me? He said, oh man, all your things are just so gendered. How can you be saying you have depression? That's Oyibo man's problem now. We Africans don't suffer depression. Now, is this not the height of ignorance? If depression was alien to us, the legendary storyteller Chinua Achebe wouldn't have mentioned the case of Okonkwo in Things Fall Apart. Depression is part of us, it is with us, and it is happening on the daily. This is what my campaign is set to tackle. We are all about trying to sensitize the people. We're trying to get them to know about these mental issues. We're trying to also find ways to curb them. Now, I need to let you know that it is absolutely wrong to tell someone who has mental health problems like depression, anxiety, to get over it. Just because a disease or an illness is not physiological doesn't mean that it is less cumbersome or less effective than the other. Have you ever told someone who has cancer to get over it? Why then would you tell someone who has depression to get over it? So I have with me today on the show an amazing young man. He took special interest in this campaign, and he just wants to share a little part of what he knows about depression. And of course, I'll get to know him, and he'll lead us through his career path. He used to be a banker, and I'd like to know why he left the banking sector to take to music. He is very talented, but I'd like to know why he left a very certain industry that he's invested a lot of years in to take to music. With me on the show today is the official Bruno. Bruno! Wow, Bruno! Nice to see you.
Nice to meet you too.
Okay, brief of history. I used to work with a financial institution. I'm not about to name them now because I'm not promoting them for nothing. Now, we were in the same bank.
That's true.
And Bruno is so passionate, so he was a great marketer. Yes, I remember I used to leave my branch to yours to come and beg you, please, Bruno, give me account. Nice to have you on the show, Bruno.
Thank you.
How have you been? You still look so handsome. So, Bruno, I've done a little bit of an introduction before you walked in, but I think it's nice for you to speak to the audience. So, who is Bruno?
Okay, my name is Bruno, and I'm a native of Ise Kenesi in Delta South LG of Imo State. I'm a singer, I'm a songwriter, I'm an Afro R&B artist.
Oh,
that's basically it.
Great. So, why did you leave the banking sector for music, knowing that at least I know that you invested quite some time in the banking sector?
True.
So, why did you leave?
For me, I would say there wasn't any special reason. I would say time happened.
Okay.
Yeah, so the banking thing happened when it had to happen, and then music, took over from there. So for me, it has to do with time. It's not like there was a special reason why I left.
Okay, so now you left the banking sector to music, which is there are two. If there is a pole, it's this way and that way.
Sure.
How are you finding the adaptation? How are you adapting?
I would say seamless because for me, music is innate. It's something I have passion for. Unlike the other world where I'm coming from, where I had to do a little bit of struggling.
Okay.
Okay. But then, I rose above it, and music for me is, something that comes from within, and it's just been, going like that. Even though it comes with challenges, but it goes easy. The challenges come, but you're happy while you're doing it.
Yes, exactly. So it's easy for you to just scale through the hurdles.
Exactly.
You're not too. Okay, Bruno. Seeing that this is your passion and you are talented because I've listened to some of your music.
Mm-hmm.
Where do you see yourself in 5 years' time in the music industry, Nigerian music industry?
I would have to be positive here and be true to myself. In 5 years' time, I see myself managing lots of artists.
Oh, great.
And I see myself running businesses with that. Understand? And taking over the world.
Oh wow.
Yes,
okay, do you have role models in the music industry on the foreign scene and in the local scene?
On the foreign scene, I grew up listening to lots of Boys to Men.
Okay.
So for me, they're still there.
Okay.
And on the local scene, I would say Timida Kolo. I look up to him a lot. And Dari Ataladi.
Cool,
yes.
Cool. That defines your personality already. So back to depression.
Okay.
We're running a campaign on depression, anxiety, and suicide.
Sure.
What's your take about these three things?
First of all, I would love to give you kudos for,
Thank you.
For initiating.
I deserve some accolades.
You really do. For coming up with such initiative. It's really a deep one. It's relevant in our world of today. Depression has come a long way. Suicide, anxiety. For me, what I would say to that person that is going through any of this would be that they don't let that demon, whatever demon it is they're fighting, don't let it overcome you. Don't let it rise above you. And don't let it take you to that point where you get lonely. To the point where suicide. Do you understand? Suicide now comes to play. Always speak to someone. There's always someone out there you can speak to. There's your dad. There's your mom. There's your brother, there's your sister, there are friends around, don't stay alone, speak to someone.
And what do you have to say to those who think it's actually a stigma? You mentioned mental health, people are thinking of lunatics on the road. Even if they are lunatics, I don't think anybody should be stigmatized for being sick. Now, what do you have to say to the average Nigerian on the road who stigmatizes these issues?
Like, stop it. Stop it already. That's like tagging someone what they are not. It's what they're going through. It's life. It's life. Just lend them a helping hand. Speak to them. See how you can, get them out of the situation.
Yeah. Thank you very much for coming on the show, Bruno.
Thank
it was
you,
nice talking to you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Wow. So you've heard it all from Bruno. You don't need to criticize or stigmatize anyone who is facing depression, anxiety, or attempting suicide. All they need at that point in time is love. You should be able to get close to people such that when they have overwhelming issues, they should be able to talk to you. If we don't blame people who have malaria, typhoid fever, cancer, HIV, why should you blame someone who's suffering from depression? Why is it so convenient for you to say to them, oh, please get over it? No. They need social welfare, they need love, and they need professional health care. Yes, depression, anxiety are clinical matters. Anxiety is not mere worry. Depression is not mere sadness. We should get to take time out to learn about these things. My name is Marilyn Oma Anona. Keep watching Oma Living Show. And this episode was shot at Kandora Cosmetics Nigeria Limited, and my makeup was done by Selena Makeover Abuja. Love you all. See you next time.